Alright, so here I am with another Hawaii 4 Alpine strawberry update. This Day Neutral variety has been producing plenty of fruits and blooms, but the fruits are short-lived. They don't have much of a shelf life, even compared to other Fragaria vesca varieties. So you can see here some overripe berries that are already dried on the plant. The drying process seems to happen within 2 days or so. Here's one that seems to be ripe. It has brown seeds on it. I didn't notice brown seeds before on the other fruits. And there also seems to be something nibbling some of the fruits. So I have my Brix meter out. I'm gonna try to test whatever berry I can. I want to see the sugar levels of this variety because I may not have been catching it at good times or at good timing. I probably haven't harvested at good timing, but we'll see. So I have my Brix meter here. I'm just gonna sit it down. If we look at the difference in the berries on this cluster here, on this single stem, you can see there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 berries on this stem. 2 of them are already overripe. One of them seems to be in a prime stage of ripeness. Another seems to be a tad bit overripe. And the 5th one is still developing. This one here, you can see, has the light green seed coloring. Let's see if I can sit this camera down. So let's get this angled. Okay, so what I'm saying is, y'all see? Yep. So this berry here seems to be in a prime stage of ripeness. I'm gonna leave it for the time being. It's white all over, and I can see some yellow coloring on the white skin. So a little bit of yellow coloring on that white skin. This underripe berry, the smallest one, the one that's the most least ripe, it has no brown coloring or yellow coloring on the seeds or the skin. This one here, this one that looks like it was nibbled into, is starting to show brown coloring. So that brown coloring has to do with the stage of ripeness. And unfortunately, it looks like I only have one ripe berry. I'm not sure if this partially ripe one will measure on the Brix meter. It doesn't smell too strong either. Let's try this one. They have about the same scent. Here's how it looks. This is the ripest one, in my opinion. You can see how it looks. Those seeds aren't just any yellow or anything. They have some type of brown coloring to them. Now here's the one that had the damage to it. I don't think that'll be enough to measure on the Brix meter. I can give it a try. But I think I'm gonna just try it with this larger one, just to be on the safe side, since I want to have a good idea of Hawaii 4. So it's mashed into the Brix meter lens. Too much sunlight. Oops, dropped the berry. Hold on, I gotta cover the lens from the sunlight. 9.5. So this isn't a really sweet variety, as my taste buds have already determined from previous Hawaii 4 strawberries. But I mean, you can taste the sweetness in it, but it's definitely, man, that tastes good. But it's not like, it's like the flavonoids are there, but the sugar isn't there. So it has flavor, has a lot of flavor in there, but that sugar just isn't there. But that doesn't mean that it takes away from the flavor itself. So fruits have two components that allow you to taste them, really: the flavonoids and the sugar. The flavonoids is what basically give fruits their unique scents and their unique taste. The sugar is just sugar. Sugar always will taste like sugar. So when you taste a fruit and it tastes different than another type of fruit, that's because they have different types of flavonoids that make up those fruits. This one here has a strong concentration of flavonoids, but not a strong concentration of sugar. So it measured 9.5%, but it definitely tastes better than a lot of store-bought strawberries, to be honest. I mean, 9.5 is still higher than what store-bought strawberries measure, but wild strawberries like the Fragaria vesca varieties or cultivars, they tend to have much higher readings. Mignonette, I believe, measured 16.5 or something like that. Mignonette is a red-skinned variety of Alpine strawberry. This is a white-skinned variety, so it's good for tricking the birds. So birds like to pick your strawberries, but when they see these white ones, they don't know that they're ready yet. So it's good for tricking the birds. And Hawaii 4 is also unique because of the amount of runners it put out. Really, it's unique for the simple fact that it puts out runners. It's a Fragaria vesca variety that puts out runners. So this is a good variety for breeding material. If you want to breed this with varieties that don't put out runners, but you want them to make runners that have super sweet fruit, then you can experiment with breeding this with varieties like Mignonette or Golden Alexandria, or even Attila, which also produces runners and is an Alpine variety with red skin. So that's what I got for right now. I knew I couldn't, when I was first picking the berries, I knew I couldn't have been too off from the harvest window, because I mean, you can see how fast these just go overripe, and these seeds are actually ready to save on these dried berries. I'm calling them overripe, but they're actually dried. So on these dried berries, that process just happens so fast that I just told myself, like, I know that they have to be ready when I'm picking them, but I just thought they was gonna have the sweetness like the other Alpine varieties, but they don't. But they do have the flavonoids, which is why I was still able to smell that strong aromatic scent from these berries, but only when I crush the berries. So that's what I got for right now. Y'all can see there's blooms here and there. It does need a bigger pot, I believe. I'm gonna just put this whole 5-gallon container, I'm gonna take it out and put that whole root ball into a grow bag, into one of those 15-gallon bags, and I'm gonna just let it do its thing, because I mean, it's a vibe and I don't water them. And here's the 3-gallon one. This one definitely needs to be transplanted. It hasn't produced a bloom yet, but I transplanted them at the same time, so it literally can only be the container size that's limiting the fruit production from what I can see at this moment. Get this guy. I told him he could climb on my gorilla cart. So it's lizard season. Got lizards all over patrolling. Oops, I didn't mean to scare you. Lizard patrolling, I'm patrolling. Oh, Sparkle. Oh my goodness, see, this is why I don't like eating my berries before I could get to them. So I always forget that I have to come pick strawberries, so other creatures come do it for me. Now, if we want to get a little comparison going on, I guess we can. So this is Sparkle. It's not all the way ripe right now because the seeds aren't all the way red, but I see that's good enough. Let's wipe this lens off, and we can see how the Hawaii 4 compares to cultivated cultivars. So I'm gonna just break a little bit off of there because I still want to eat some myself. I'll get some juice in there. Oh, that's juicy. Now you definitely can't do that with an Alpine. That's juicy. Got a nice kick of tartness to it. That's one thing about Hawaii 4, zero tartness. Yeah, this wasn't ready. So it takes longer to ripen up these type of cultivars. But like I said, although Hawaii 4 does ripen fast, it also means it doesn't have a good shelf life, which is why we see so many of those. You don't see any dried sparkles over there, but you see a bunch of dried Hawaii 4s. That's just how fast. I mean, I'm not the type of person who wants to sit there and let my strawberries dry out on a plant like that. So, I mean, I like to eat strawberries. I'm growing them to eat them. So, let's try that. The overripe one that was eaten into. 5.3. So this one was eaten into before it was even ready. So that's the type of problems you deal with. But I have a solution for that. But today's video was about the Hawaii 4. What I'm going to start doing now, I'm going to start rooting a bunch of them. If anybody's interested, I'll have some rooted plants real soon. You can see I have many runners here. They're just quite literally hanging out. They're all over here, and they're spreading all through the container. So I'm gonna drop this in a 15-gallon. I'm gonna find some time to do that. See y'all in the next one.